Hello everyone and welcome back to Chronos Plays Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. Today, Fulbright has more testimony. The entire case centers around the one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. That's a phrase. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. So he stoked the village's fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. Those feathers and tracks stoked the villagers' fears. I mean, yeah, if they're, that up their own asses, it's probably gonna work. Absolutely. He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenma Taro, that is. Tenma who? Tenma Taro, the legendary monster locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black feathered demon, and thus were they blinded to another, more plausible explanation. Hold on for a second. Before we start letting our imaginations run wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor. And in part of that event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro. Obviously, this person is much more likely a suspect than any legendary demon. Objection! Dullard, you are playing right into the killer's mind games. What? Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believe the murder to be a work of the real Tenma Taro. However, the police believe that the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer. Ah! The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman. And thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime. Am I confusing plot points? I don't know why I'm looking at history, and we already checked that shit before. But I thought... Did Tenma not say the police had awakened him from a... I might be confusing things. I thought Tenma said he was in a drug-induced sleep. I think I might be mixing things up in my brain. Yeah, I don't know. And thus our mentally deficient mayor, okay, alright, was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime. Objection! Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something this stupid? Have you met the man? The evidence speaks for itself, Fulbright. Right! It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The amazing Ninetales fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on a path of injustice. But do people of Ninetales Vale really believe a yokai is behind the crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday event here. There's something in the water, clearly, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds. Just so, a particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words from me. The innocent of heart are the easiest prey. You don't say. I mean, you're not wrong. Was this inmate a con artist? No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap. Wait, so he wasn't a predator, but rather the prey? I guess not. Yeah, that sucks. You're a prosecutor, man. Can't you pull some strings? I mean, you're in jail for murder, apparently, so I don't fucking know. Well, yes, well. Now then, the defense may proceed with their cross-examination. So what's that stuff on your eyes, man? Is that like that, black paint smudge stuff that, like, footballers use? But you, like, put it down? Yeah, you seem like the type to do that.
Hold it!
Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely. They parade around in yokai costumes shouting, "Down with Mayor Tenma!" And the other day, they stormed Tenma City Hall, claiming it to be a den of vipers. But when the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon the autumn wind. For you see, lowly yokai are no match for Tenmataru, the dark lord of their kind. Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenmataru? I'm confused. I think he means Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about that guy. Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would have committed such an act? So Blackquill was saying... Was Blackquill saying that the Tenmataru suit guy was Tenma, Mayor Tenma? Because it's obvious that he was. I thought it was. I thought these two were doing like a wrestling thing. The Amazing Ninetales. No one knows his true identity, right? That's right. That's also bullshit. He was a lone wolf. In other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Town wrestler after another. And before anyone knew it, he was a champion. Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling. He was amazing! If there ever was a real superhero, it would be him! I dream of becoming a true champion of justice just like him someday. I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. Probably a manager. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackquill. He would probably make a good wrestler. A police detective and a prisoner in chain. You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. Flashback as the wrestler called Nails, who was an inmate. He got fired because he choked out Vince McMahon in his office. But, you know, sometimes you just gotta choke out your boss, right? Ha ha ha! So you do understand the greatness that is the Amazing Ninetales. Hold it! Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Oh, absolutely! It had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenmataru has them shaking in their boots. Oh my, is it really that bad? Huh. That superstitious thought. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus. An ultimate exodus, even. I see. That's a very persuasive argument. The mere thought of his honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of this courtroom right now. So you see, there can be only one reason why anyone would plant those feathers and tracks. I wish they would let me skip the dialogue I've already seen. Like, I know they do it now. Like, now I can do it. But when it's first doing it, they don't let me. 'Cause they're jerks. But it doesn't add up. If what you said is true, why top it off with murder? Ha! What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why stop there? Why not stop there? Why murder Alderman Cuby? Excellent point. It is, isn't it? So Your Honor agrees there was no reason for murder, right? Objection! Perhaps the killer was on the spur, killing was on the spur of the moment. You're saying it wasn't premeditated? Ah, sweet! Lesser charges! From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the man made a startling discovery. Startling discovery? Well, I don't know, I like the sound of that. Alderman Cuby's secret identity. Apollo! I think Prosecutor Blackquill has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good. This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the Amazing Ninetales. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my, but why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merge movement. Need I say more? Well, yes, actually. Ah, could it really be? Huh, your baldness had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex QB, was the amazing Ninetales, and the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder. No! Why does this act? I mean, I guess? Why would it matter? And also, how did no one know? Order! Order! What a shocking development. A motive clearer than crystal clear. What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they tied the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder. I mean, why would this be a motive for murder? Because he defeated all Town wrestlers? Because he stoked the flames of yokai craze? I don't know why this would be a motive for murder. Jealousy? Maybe. People have murdered for less, so I guess it's not that shocking, but still. At last, we've reached our final, real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona, just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement. Very astute of you, your baldness. Right, now take a look at this. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Town. Do not tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your dearest as good as dead. The backlit mail was found in Alderman QB's pocket. What? Oh, that's okay. Tenma's thing. At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital, and the letter is clear evidence that the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening his life. Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder? You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it into the Alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Talk about being up the creek without a paddle. Alright, 1 second. This is where we discover that, QB was, like, getting a divorce and she wasn't his dearest at all. I don't know. Okay. Mayor Tenma would have made a clean getaway if he hadn't just left after planting the yokai things. But he was knocked out cold by a sudden decision to kill the amazing Ninetales. So it was the amazing Ninetales counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a second. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after planting the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately afterwards? Objection! Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony so I can fucking press the shit out of it. Hold it! So let me get this straight. You believe the mayor planted the yokai evidence before the murder, not after? Absolutely. And then he was knocked out cold by the alderman's last punch. He wouldn't have had a chance to plant the evidence after that. Huh, something's not right. Hard to believe that this stiff, humorless man like the mayor could be behind such a stunt. We have to do something, Apollo, before they pin it all on the mayor. And then we're gonna need to prove the mayor Tenma didn't plant the yokai stuff. How are you supposed to do that? Alright, go to the last one. Present. Is it going to be the picture? Right? Because how would he step through the blood if he's unconscious, right? And for some reason, my mic's positioning is bugging the shit out of me. It's in the same position it always is, but I keep moving it up and down. So sorry if you keep hearing that. I don't know. I would assume it's the picture, so let's try.
Objection!
Yeah, music stop, baby. Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair. What's this? You dare question my justice again? Yeah, and I'm gonna prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo, and just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and track were planted. But I already told you they were planted before the murder. The defendant planted the yokai evidence, then was knocked out while killing his victim. But that would be impossible. If you look right here, it's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. Oh yeah, the feathers aren't even covered in blood too. So like, look at this shit. Here, 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 or here, here or here, here, there, everywhere.
Take that!
And aren't you just pointing at the yokai feathers in the tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes, see how the feathers are on top of the blood, and the tracks were made in blood. In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder. That the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing all the men. But you said it yourself, the mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all, therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene. Ah! That must be some mistake. Order! Order! Where's your evidence? It's right here in the picture. You can't possibly have any, can you? It's in the picture. Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness testimony for you. You do? But who? How? Who? What? I'm a witness, and I'm not sure I got my justice right. Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half-baked? It's a good movie. He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is the testimony regarding the third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Temataru. He is the source of those feathers and tracks. A person in a suit, not an actual demon. Will somebody please say something? The defense will explain this to the court exactly what he means. You dare to mock this court with justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy! Your baldness. It appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion.
Hold it!
Yeah, hold it! I'll kill everyone here! Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. Hey, if fucking samurai prisoner boy over there is not gonna get held in contempt of court, I shouldn't be held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out. Very well, Mr. Justice, I'm all ears. It's a medical condition, but you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about? It's all in the statement here. Jinxie Tenma asserts that she saw a Temataru. After she discovered the crime scene and called the police, she came down the corner in the hall. It was around this time that she saw Temataru fleeing towards the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left the feathers and tracks behind, intentionally or otherwise. What? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before? The defense just proved there was someone else. Oh my god, the mayor isn't the killer? Was it all set up? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all. Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good, now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken. My sword? I didn't know you had a sword to break. Are you implying there's a problem with my claim? Well, good for us that there's a video camera there. Consider this. If that yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer, that fool in the fop would have seen him. Fool and fop. Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Huh, now that you mention it. Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time, but they haven't stated that they saw the yokai, have they? Do you ever consider that the yokai was but a figment of the scared little girl's imagination? Why didn't those two see the Tower impersonator pass by? Well, I'm gonna assume from the anime opening where we saw LaBelle kill the dude, he's the murderer, and maybe Filch is an accomplice or an unwitting accomplice. Willing. I don't know. Why don't we leave Athena herself? I was about to say the same thing myself. No, really, I was. Friends would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Man, to the stand. And just know he must have seen something, or at least the camera did. I suppose we can't ignore the facts that little girl believes she saw a monster. A person dressed up as a monster. Can we say that, please? I trust you have no objection to Mr. Justice's request. Prosecutor Blackquill. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby. I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will. Did he just say captured? Oh, was he pickpocketing? No, Ed, I don't want to know. So he's going to jail anyways, huh? Very well, bailiff. Please go wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand. Will the witness state his name and occupation, please? The name's Filch, Phineas Filch, caretaker of QB Manor. Oh, and, this is for you, Lordship. Just a little something I brought I thought you might like. Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch. Ah, it's those shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all your honorship, sir. What? But they seem awfully expensive. Yeah, too expensive for me, but I reckon there'd be perfect someone like your honorship. It's a kind gesture, but legal ethics dictate that I can't accept such gifts, because it's a bribe. Oh, ethics, smetics. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too. I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court will like to hear whether you saw Temma Tower in the foyer after the murder. Guarding the foyer. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. QB asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get past our guest. A guest? Could get to our, not get past, get to our guest, alright. I was still in my office keeping a good watch when the murder happened at 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no sorry. That yokai you keep jabbering on about was a phantom of the little girl's dreams. So, you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Tamataru? Yep. I was gone the whole time. That's the truth, whole truth, nothing but truth. So help me God? And Tamataru? Bah! You don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. I'm fucking lying, apparently. My bracelet. It's tightening. Nothing the matter, Apollo? And my bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch has been lying to us? I couldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on the tell. Some sort of nervous habit. Ah, it's a bird! What the fuck? What's a hawk doing in here? Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka. He seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact. He doesn't live with you? You know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird? Taka simply loathes trickery and fraud, and that queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear bosom buzzard. This isn't some sort of trick or... Ah! I'll be able to squat shit like this. What the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills! No pets or animals allowed in the courtroom. Fucking make me leave. Ah! Somebody help! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you. Save for when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Black Quill, you will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed. Looks like we have to do this the old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Temataro there, Filch would have seen him. We'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now. Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination. Did this bird blow up earlier? Guarding the foyer. I hope not. It's a cute bird. I like hawks. They do have a tendency of killing things like pigeons and other things and leaving their bodies in the yard. But I also got Kovu for that, that's fine too. There's just bodies fucking everywhere in my yard. Mr. Filch, why did Alderman QB have you handle guard duty? Because he trusts me. I am the man's caretaker after all. So you took said guard duty seriously. Let me tell you something about me. I'm... Yips! Listen here, you little Tanuki. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer and not else. Yes, sir? Right away, sir. Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb. Like I said, I was guarding the foyer entrance all day. TV listing. It's the TV listing. That's what it's gonna be, right?
Hold it!
So no one could get to him. Sounds like security was pretty tight. Well, that's because there's always lots of sneaks and thieves around the festival time. And the solution was to entrust the man of security to a thief. That's not even funny. Hey, maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know. It seems like maybe more like letting the fox into the henhouse to me. So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously. Yes, sir. Your Honorship. It's gotta be the TV listing.
Hold it!
Oh, shit. 1 second. What time was that? 3. Okay, so we're gonna have to present that there. Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time? Poor old Filchy. Been working hard my whole life. Only for it to be smeared by some greenhorn in his fancy magic suit and silly haircut. I do not have a silly suit or haircut. Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. I didn't mean to get off subject there. Sheesh. Blackwell didn't even say anything. To answer your question, yes, I kept an eye on, no, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. Alright, last press. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Shit. Alright, yeah, I know, Jinky thinks he saw Temataru, but it feels a line, and if he's lying, I might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. I wonder where that contradiction is. I was trying to speed through the text. And lo and behold, I couldn't. And I skipped it. Can you describe the court who you consider fishy looking? Oh, someone all fidgety and shitty like me. Like they're about to steal or something. He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Temataro. Okay, so yeah, this is all the same. So we're gonna want to present the TV listing here, right? Let's go ahead and do that then. Oh yeah? No, that's Jinx's statement. TV listing here.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch. Hey, I ain't right to bushwhack a fella like that. What about the bushwhackers? If we're talking about wrestlers. Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled, something you'd never miss. I didn't watch that one, no sir! I was doing my job, just like I was supposed to. This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right? Yipes! Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster." Ah! So, do you admit to slacking off? You can't trick me with your ruddy poo liar talk. Rudy poo talk? I don't know. I'm one of them professional types too. You can't do double duty watching TV and the foyer at the same time. The only thing Filch can claim to be a professional is a professional thief. Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off. That's right, Your Honor. And I know they say not to judge a book by its cover, but come on. He claims to have been watching TV in the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bold-faced lie. Bald, you say, but I'm the one who's not lying. Oh, bald. I thought it said bold-faced. Bald-faced lie. Sure. You said bold, right? No, you said bald-faced. Okay. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice. In that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Can you prove it? No. Oh, this?
Take that!
Please take a look at this, the direction of the TV and is facing in the diagram. Do they usually do diagrams with TVs in them? I guess maybe, I don't know. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time. Why, yes, someone watching TV here couldn't possibly see the entrance. Exactly. That means Mr. Filch is a fucking liar! Yipes! Hey, cat's out of the bag, or the bag's out of the cat? Other way around. Order! 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 But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch's less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case? It's very relevant because he's apparently the witness that didn't see anything, right? Because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Temotaro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection!
What now? Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered. What are you talking about? Bird. This. I'm not a mind reader. Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work, right, Tanuki? They were? Yeah, they were. Oh, that's very reassuring. I'm sure every judge, lawyer, and jury would be like, oh, he's clearly telling the truth with that fucking statement. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My eyes might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would have hurt anyone in the foyer. You see the foyer floor and the stairway get all squeaky, creaky and squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. Did they make a noise when we walked on them? So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk in? Yeah, my ears were working full time. Now, so who's the liar now, you no good shyster? A lying thief called me a shyster. This has to be... Okay, isn't that the first time they used that word? I just gotta look it up real fast. Because I'm thinking like a Mario enemy. Or Shizer, one or the other. Shyster meaning. A person, especially a lawyer who uses unscrupulous, fraudulent, or deceptive... Oh, okay. Is Shyster a German word? Yeah, it is. Okay. Oh, it actually comes from the German word Scheißer, meaning a worthless person. The more you know. Oh, wait. That was new. Sorry. 1 second. A lying thief called me Scheißer. This has to be the low point in my fledgling career. Yeah. Got a hand in you, Mr. Blackwell. You really are something else, huh? I mean, you don't miss a thing. And them bags in your eyes, they're darker than mine. This is paint. Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu. Ah, yipes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir! The witness will henceforth testify truthfully, independently of a painful bird attack. And with that in mind, this court requests the witness revise his testimony accordingly. Okay, so another testimony. You're gonna say you heard it. No one else was in the hall. Okay, Air's working overtime. Well, but she didn't cry for help, though. And I guess technically he wouldn't have been in the hall being in that room. That's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been slacking off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floors, they're all squeaky and squeaky like. No way I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't any Temper Towers in the foyer. Oh, but Jinxie was in the foyer. Superstition is the religion of a feeble mind. Understand? A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. You must use common sense for lacking that. Our entire world could be put upside down. You're not fucking wrong. This is the convict prosecutor who is totally a sign at the end of times for the legal world. I kind of agree with that as well. And besides, if there were any yokai roaming about, I'd now been selling to the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be the general consensus, but I'm sticking my guns. But if we can't prove she's that Temper Tower, then May is sure to be convicted. And we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Alright. I mean, BB still hurt. Actually, they can do some real damage. Depending on how close you are and the power of the BB gun. Do I even want to fucking tell this story? I mean, I guess. Why not? It's not the worst story I've ever told about my youth. So, I mean, how do I even fucking explain this to make it even sound remotely not stupid? I didn't do it, and I also wasn't the one that was shot. So if you've been watching for the channel for a while, you might know the story about some murderers I know from my youth. One day, one of them was cleaning his BB gun and hunting rifle he had, and another person came over and they were talking, and the murderer fucker picked up the BB gun. And if you know anything about gun safety, okay, just so we're clear, you never point a gun at a person, right? Yeah, whether it's loaded or not, whether the safety's on or not, you never have your finger on the trigger. You don't do that shit because that is fucking unsafe. And sometimes they can, depending on the quality of the weapon or malfunction, they can go off. Whether you pull the trigger or not, that's why you don't put your finger, like, don't point the gun at a person, right? Thankfully, it was the BB gun, but he picked it up to show the person that came walking in, and he pointed it at the dude, and it shot him right in the crevice. I'm pointing at my face, but you guys, I don't have my camera on, so you can't see it, but where the eye and the nose meet, he shot him right fucking there. And it did some damage. Thankfully, he didn't lose his sight or anything like that, but he, yeah, it was pretty fucked up. Anyways, god damn it. Press?
Hold it.
Seems kind of sus that it was one of the murderers, right? Yeah, it is kind of weird when you think about it, right? You are paid for your work, aren't you? So how do you justify watching TV on the job? Hey, some jobs are very boring. It ain't easy being me. It ain't easy being cheesy. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors and there's no way to record stuff. What do you mean there's no way to record stuff? Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? If those are his only problems, he should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling is serious business to Mr. Filch. Also, you could totally just record it. VCRs are a thing in this world, and by the time this game was released, I'm assuming rewritable DVDs were too. You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? That ain't no harm in bending the truth a little, right? Yeah, no, it is. Listen to me, you little tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon that forked tongue of yours. Scream! Yeah, yipes! So sorry, just let me keep my tongue. At least leave it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir, I was, but it ain't like that. Okay, creaky, squeaky like.
Hold it!
So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch. As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a creaky floor. Plus, that Temataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle. Jingle jangle? Oh, the staff, yeah. How does he do that? That's that staff of his. That's what jingle jangles. What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me, but I guess Temataro has a staff that make noise. Didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw a Temataro holding a staff-like object that made a jangling sound. Guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice. Yes. Extremely vital. I request that it be added to his testimony. So, like, how would you know that, right? If he didn't do it.
Hold it!
So, Temataro's staff makes a distinctive sound. Yep, that's a jingle and a jangle. Wait, Jinxie said something like that. Said something about Temataro making a straight jangling noise. I think we are missing something here, but I can't quite put my finger on it. Perhaps I should take a look at the courtroom records again. I mean, I will after I'm getting done pressing them.
Hold it!
Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see if not Temataro? She's always going on about seeing this yokai or that. Just an active imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of tanuki monster. Can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination. Yep, no Temataro or anyone else got in and out of QB Manor on my watch. Apollo, what can this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Now, that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we were to continue believing Jinxie's statement, would that cover Filch's lie? Right. Or find out why he can't tell the truth. Alright, so here, and then we want to present this, right? Yes.
Objection!
Well, I don't think it was right. Shit. This statement clearly contradicts the evidence. I object to you on personal grounds. The sole contradiction lies in that what your faulty logic dreamt up just now. Objection overruled. The defense will think twice before making such erroneous statements. Fuck. Seems that statement didn't particularly conflict with the evidence. Here? This?
Objection!
Yeah! Temataro's staff wouldn't make a jangling sound, you say? Well, I'm gonna say that your story doesn't add up. Is there something that the defense would like to share with the court? Mr. Filch, you say you didn't see Temataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Temataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Temataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands. And she described the sound just like you did, as kind of a jangly sound. Yeah, so he was holding a staff. What's your point?
Objection!
You just said you didn't see him. The point is that Temataro doesn't use a staff, not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Temataro. Is there a staff in this picture, Mr. Filch? You're right. Oh, you're right. There's no staff. Not even a cane or a walking stick. Ah! So the question is, why does the witness think Temataro uses a staff? I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution case on the most basic level. Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice, it's time to show the court what you're going with. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Temataro carries the staff. He actually saw him. Mr. Phil actually saw Temataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could have possibly known about the staff. Busted again! Bloody hell! You dubious little... Yes! How did that feel, Black Quill? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? In a minute, Mr. Filch. You did see Temetaru that day, didn't you? Well?
I'm begging you, please don't make me say it.
But clearly you did see Temetaru. Stop stalling and testify to the facts.
No can do, no way, no how. You ain't gonna get no idea how terrifying he can be.
He? Miss Filch still won't admit to seeing Temetaru, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why? Miss Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it... They say you must not gaze upon Temetaru, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone that you saw, Temetaru will claim your soul.
Jace wouldn't admit to seeing Temetaru after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone she had seen Temetaru, he'd claim her soul.
Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
So Mr. Big Time City Slinger Lawyer has heard about him? Them old village superstitions?
Will the defense please explain what the fuck is going on? The people of Ninetales Vale believe some pretty strange things. But very strange things. And their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit to the truth. The truth is that he really did see Temetaru.
Darn straight, that's why. It's all right here.
Do not gaze upon Temetaru. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will ruin the village. Ignoring superstitions will cost your soul.
See? That's why us folks in Ninetales Vale can't talk about seeing Temetaru.
Alright. Kinda weird. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Temetaru costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was as if he never existed. The defense holds that this Temetaru impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe this rubbish? And would that using such silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
No! I won't, because that's clearly the case. Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger, and dark, sleepless nights. There is no lack of superstitions in the clink, but few are those who truly believe them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of Ninetales Vale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer. Grr! Rah! Heart attack! Order! Order, I say! You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me.
Sorry, I promise not to do it again. Yeah, but I will.
Taka, my fine feather friend, have at him!
Ah, shit! You gotta eat me alive! Head for the hills!
Ah, he took off. Billith, what are you waiting for? After him, and with your fastest men!
That's certainly not something you see every day.
Well, it would seem new and important facts have come to light. A third party disguised as a yokai Temetaru was at the scene, and now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Dots? I broke my chains. Uh-oh.
What?
Huh. Ah! The shackles. Yeah! I'm too young to die! Justice Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade. Who gave him a sword? You had best say your prayers. Yeep! Fulbright? Hello? Can you take a sword from me? You said you were gonna protect me. Athena, sick him! Detective, do something!
Ha ha ha! Have no fear, Fulbright is here! When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going!
Objection!
Then get going already before he kills us!
Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is his sense of justice that set him free!
Objection! Objection! I object to the Detective Fulbright's definition of justice!
Silence!
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to, fucking stop it? I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Tenma Taro is the real killer, not Maya Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Impersonator!
Right, and that yokai, or rather whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kyubi.
Silence!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see her alleged killer yokai there in the Fox Chamber? What? He's right, she said nothing of Tenma Taro being in the Fox Chamber. Let me enlighten you. The little scrimp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber. And your point is... Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the Alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the Mayor. No, there must have been someone dressed up as Tenma. Ah! Then why does the little scamp claim not to have seen the yokai in the Fox Chamber? Wait, what? She saw him in the foyer. Oh, you know what? I don't really know. Didn't her father is accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room. I don't understand. Why didn't she see Tenma Taro inside the Fox Chamber?
Because she was on the way to the Fox Chamber and he was coming out of the Fox Chamber.
But you heard a sound after he died? Or after he left, I should say, right? Okay, so there's one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this isn't still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of. Justice Dono! Very well then, both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes. I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so, plenty of time for your destination of intent is the low. What? Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. Oh. Oh, yeah, the bathroom. Yeah, bathroom. Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands. See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I am ready to clear a 3-minute recess before the battle begins.
I think President Blackwell the winner of this round of Simon Says.
Doesn't bode well for us if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? That's nothing new. We're good. Alright, so recess time, and that also means pop up, baby. It's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Have a great day. Bye.